This is the presentation on switching regulators. It is the topic under Unit 1 Power Supplies of analog electronic circuits. These are the important things covered in this presentation. They are introduction, classifications, features of switching regulators, different types explanation, that is step down switching regulators, step up switching regulators, advantages, disadvantages, and applications of switching regulators, and some important and related questionnaires, that is multiple choice questions related to switching regulators. Okay, before this switching regulators, you have to know about linear voltage regulators. Let me talk about linear voltage regulator. Yes, in linear voltage regulator, the transistor is used as a pass element. That is, the transistor passes the input power to the load. That's why it is called pass transistor. That pass transistor continuously connects in the circuit. That is, it is operated always in the circuit in linear region. Therefore, there is a heat dissipation, and this heat dissipation causes more power loss and reduces efficiency. That's why in linear voltage regulator, the efficiency is only in the range of 50 to 60%. Also, the output voltage of linear voltage regulator changes or fluctuates due to changes in the behavior of source or load. The summary is, in linear voltage regulator, the transistor always operates in linear region and continuously connects the input power to the load. Therefore, there is a chance of high power and heat dissipation, and there is a fluctuation. This causes reduced efficiency. So these are the some considerable demerits in linear voltage regulators. Okay, how these demerits are resolved? These demerits are successfully resolved by switching regulators. Switching regulator is a voltage regulator that uses a switching element to transfer the incoming power from supply to source, so from source to load as pulsed voltage. In switching regulators, the control element is transistor, and this transistor operates as a switch. Therefore, the transistor is not connects always, so it transfers power from source to load only when this switch is on, and disconnects the source from the load when this switch is off. Therefore, there is a less chance of heat dissipation, and switching regulators have greater efficiency than the linear voltage regulators. Okay, this slide explains how switching regulator works. This is the basic switching regulator circuit. Input is unregulated continuous DC, and output is pulsed voltage. So this switch is either transistor, MOSFET, or IGBT. Transistor, MOSFET, IGBT, all three are a controlled switches. They have three terminals, one for source side, one for load side, and one for controlling input. Here, switch is closed for on period of clock and opens for off period. When the switch is closed, the input appears at the output. This is what the output available when the switch is on. And when the switch is off, the input is disconnected from the load. This is the zero voltage at the output. This is the on period voltage at the output, and this is the off period voltage. So when the switch is on, the output voltage is here, and the magnitude of this output voltage is equal to the magnitude of input. When the switch is off, the output is 0 volts. This type of conversion is called as continuous DC to pulsating DC. This process is also called as chopping. So here the capacitor is used to filter. Is there any ripples at the output side? That those ripples are bypassed from the output side. And do you know how speed the switching action takes place? So this switching is thousands or more than thousands times per second. Therefore, you can get almost input DC. So in switching action, right? Let us see how this switching regulator resolves the demerits of linear voltage regulator. So we know that this is the transistor. So in linear voltage regulator, the main element is transistor, and that is used in the same place. So in linear voltage regulator, the transistor always connected, that is always on. But here, the transistor alternately connects and disconnects the input. Therefore, the first problem, that is the dissipation of power, is solved. There is no heat, or less heat means less dissipation. So the first problem is solved. And this type of switching regulator provides efficiency in the range of 90%, 80 to 90%, even more than 90% also you can achieve output efficiency more than 90%. What is this efficiency? Efficiency means it is the ability of any circuit or device to provide the required output. So 90% efficiency of the switching regulator means it provides 90% of desired value, 90% of achievement, right? So finally, this switching regulator provides regulated output voltage, and this regulated output voltage is considered as average because of discontinuous. Average means the presence at some period plus at some other period divided by 2. So the average voltage, and this average voltage is calculated based on duty cycle. Duty cycle means, so either duty cycle of clock or the available output. The percentage of presence of output voltage is called duty cycle. So if you increase the duty cycle, you can increase the output voltage. Or if the T on is increased, the output voltage is increased. If T on is decreased, the output voltage is decreased. That is, there is a direct relationship between the duty cycle and the output voltage. Okay, move on to next slide. Here we have different types based on connection. The first one is step down or buck configuration. Second one is boost or step up configuration. And the third is inverting type. Let's see what are these different types of configuration. Step down configuration provides the output voltage always less than the input voltage. That is, in this configuration, the output voltage is less than the input voltage. Therefore, this is called step down configuration. Step up or boost configuration provides the output voltage always greater than the input voltage. So that is, the output voltage is greater than the input in here. Therefore, this is called step up or boost configuration voltage regulator. So the third one is inverting configuration. In inverting configuration, the output voltage is either less than or greater than. So that means this provides the features. You can use this inverting configuration to get a less voltage than the input or greater voltage than the input, but the output voltage with opposite polarity. Opposite polarity means if the input is positive, the output is negative. If the input is negative, the output is positive. Therefore, this is called inverting because of it supports both step down or step up. This is also called as buck boost voltage regulator. So these are the some features. This feature includes positive features. They will support switching regulators, and there are some negative features also. So it is required to know both positive as well as negative features. What are the features of switching regulator? So as we learned before, the pass element, that is transistor or MOSFET, or it may be IGBT, any control switch, acts as a switch. Therefore, there is a no chance, or there is a less chance of heat or power dissipation or power loss. And we know that this switching regulator provides the efficiency of about 90%, even more than 90%. As I said, there is a low or less heat dissipation. There is no requirement of heat sink. You can see this this type of heat sinks in IC voltage regulators like LM series and 787N series ICs. And there is a less power loss. Because of this less power loss, you can achieve efficiency of 90%. Along with these positive features, there are some negative features or some disadvantages. We can call these are the disadvantage. A switching regulator is complex way to produce regulated voltage. I mean, complex way means the circuit complexity is more. It requires more number of components, and because of switching action, there is a chance of some interference. Interference means disturbances, that is unwanted noise. So those are electromagnetic interference, radio frequency interference. So electromagnetic interference due to the usage of inductors, and radio frequency interference due to the switching action. As I said, this switching regulator or the switch in this regulator operates very high speeds in terms of thousands times per second. Therefore, that causes the unwanted vibrations at high frequency, that is radio frequency interference. Also, there is a chance of switching loss. Let us discuss what is step down switching regulator. What is step down switching regulator in detail? These are the components used. What are the components and what is the role of component? Let's see. So this is the main transistor used as switch. How to design or how to use this transistor switch is, the base is always connected to control input. Emitter is to the load side and collector is to the input side. This is the NPN transistor, therefore the power flows from collector to emitter. Okay, and this has inductor. This inductor is used to charge, used to hold some energy, and that energy is used for future in the circuit operation. This is the filter capacitor to remove any ripples in the output voltage. This is the voltage divider circuit by R2 and R3, error amplifier, pulse width oscillator, variable pulse width oscillator, and this is also a voltage divider consisting resistor and Zener diode. to provide reference voltage. So here, and one more is freewheeling diode. Freewheeling means it provides or it helps to the load current to flow continuously. Okay, this is the forward circuit. That means from here, that is input is connected to the output, or that is the load current flows from input to the output. So, and this is the feedback circuitry. So this feedback circuitry converts this total configuration as a closed loop. What is the advantage of closed loop circuits? So any closed loop circuits provides the desired output continuously. I mean, if there is a chance or the output tries to change or vary, that variation changes can be corrected automatically by these feedback networks, and this is the responsibility of feedback circuitry, right? So let us see what is the operation of switching regulator. So we are focusing on switching. Switching means on off. What happens when this transistor is on and when this is off? Let us see. When this transistor is on means it is closed. The input starts to flow through this line, through this path. Okay. During the transistor is on, the inductor also starts charging with a polarity plus positive at its left side and negative at its right. This positive at the cathode of freewheeling diode causes this to reverse bias. Okay, leave it. This continues to charge until this is in on state. And when this transistor switch becomes off, the input is disconnected from the load. Now, what happens? Even the input is disconnected, the load current it still flows. That load current is due to the voltage at inductor. Therefore, when the transistor is on or off, there is a load current. That means this switching regulator provides continuous load current, even this acts as a switch. Let's see what happens. What about the output voltage? When the switch is on, the input voltage appears, and when the switch is off, the voltage across the inductor is available. Let's see how the current flows during the switch is off. When the switch is off, this is already stores energy. So this, the characteristic of this inductor is, so as I said, when it starts charging this side, that is left side of this inductor is positive. Once this is disconnected, the polarity of the inductor is reversed. That is, this side becomes minus and this becomes plus. This negative at the cathode causes the freewheeling diode to forward bias, and it starts conduct. It acts as a closed switch. Therefore, during the switch is off, the load current flows from inductor. This acts as a source at this time. Inductor through the load and the freewheeling diode. This is the closed circuitry or path for the load current. Right. So how this feedback circuit works? So this feedback circuit, the part of the output is taken as a sample, and this is given to one of the terminal of error amplifier. Error amplifier nothing but it is a comparator. The one more input of this comparator or amplifier is from reference voltage. Reference voltage is always constant, and this is the voltage decides what is the designed or desired output voltage. And this error amplifier generates a error signal. That error signal proportional to any changes at the output, right? Let me consider if the output voltage changes from the desired value. What happens? The change of output voltage is taken as sample and there is a reference voltage. This error amplifier generates the error signal that is proportional to the amount of change. This error signal is used as key input or the reference for variable pulse width oscillator. This variable pulse width oscillator is responsible to generate the required control signal of variable duty cycle that is proportional to changes at the output side to control the switching action. So if it is changed or the output voltage tries to change, this variable pulse width oscillator adjusts the control signals, that is on period of the control signal to control the switching duration. This is happens in a fraction of seconds. So therefore, without knowing the output, you cannot observe there is a fluctuation at the output. So automatically that fluctuations are adjusted by or with the help of this feedback circuitry. So and one more input for this pulse width oscillator is sawtooth voltage. Here it is considered sawtooth because it provides or it gives continuously variable amplitude at any time or all time, right? So this is about how the switching regulator or step down switching regulator works. How to prove this is a step down? Let me move on to next slide. So this is the simplified version. You can understand easily. As compared to basic switching regulator, this is only the extra component and the responsibility of this inductor is to provide load current when the switch is open. These are the some related waveforms or different stage waveforms. One is control input. This is the signal or voltage levels available at the input side of the inductor. This is the voltage across the inductor. This is the current waveform. Simply see here, the current starts increasing and reaches its maximum during on period of switch, and it starts decreasing or discharging when it is in off state, and so on. So these are the voltage and current, output voltage and output current waveforms, and the output voltage is constant. So this is what we are getting at the output side, right? Okay, what is the output voltage? So for pulsed output voltages, the output is taken as average. So therefore, the output voltage of any switching regulators is average value. So the average output voltage is given by D into V. This V is the input voltage and D is the duty cycle. And we know that what is duty cycle. Duty cycle represents the percentage of on of any switch or any signal. That is T on by T on plus T off. And the output voltage is T on by T into input voltage. So this T on by T is the duty cycle. If the duty cycle is 50%, what is the output? If the duty cycle is 50% and the input voltage is 10 volts, for example, what is the output voltage? So the 50% of input voltage 10, that is 5 volts. If this duty cycle is 70%, then what happens? The output voltage becomes 7 volts. So therefore, the T on or the on time of the switch or the duration is directly proportional to output voltage. That is, T on increases, output voltage increases, and vice versa. If you want to design the more voltage, it is required to maintain the output that is on time of a switch of more on time, or if you want to reduce it, so this is required to decrease the duration of on time. Finally, the output voltage is always less than the input voltage. This is due to because of the duty cycle, right? Because of this, output voltage is always less than the input voltage. This type of switching regulator is called step down switching regulator. Okay. So this is about step down or buck switching regulator. So let us consider step up or boost switching regulators. Here also we are using number of components, and the number of components are very similar or the same as the components used in step down switching regulators. The role of all the components is same as the step down switching regulators, but there is a difference in connection. So here also we are using inductor, transistor, freewheeling diode, filters, feedback circuitry, and all. What is the difference in connection? Let us see. The transistor switch is connected parallel across the source and load. This is one difference. The inductor is connected before the switch. It is one more thing. The freewheeling diode, it is in series. Here also the role of this is to filter any ripples. And the feedback circuit is formed by resistor divider, error amplifier, and variable pulse width oscillator. Okay, right. Let me explain how this step up switching regulator works. Here also, to understand what is the operation of switching regulator, it is required to know what happens when the switch is on, what happens when the switch is off. Let us consider when this transistor is on. On means it is closed. So then, or during the transistor is on, the input starts to flow through the inductor and enters through the transistor switch and it terminates. This is the path for the current. Also, some amount of voltage or the current passes to the load. Okay. How? When the switch is on, and this is always positive, keep it in mind, this is always positive. That is positive input DC. So this positive at the anode of a diode, this is the freewheeling diode, causes this diode to conduct. Therefore, when the switch is on, the switch is also closed and the diode is also forward biased. Therefore, the current flows through the transistor switch as well as through the diode. During that time, the output voltage is available. What is the amount of voltage? Okay. See later what amount of voltage is available at the output side. When the current starts to flow through the inductor, it starts charge with the polarity. With the polarity positive at its left and negative. And it stores energy until the switch is on. Once the switch is off, it stops charging and the amount of voltage at source side is the sum of input voltage and the voltage across the inductor. So therefore, now the amount of voltage, total voltage here is the sum of V in plus the voltage across inductor. So this is the amount of excess voltage available. Therefore, this excess voltage is available at the output side. Okay. Obviously, the output voltage is always greater than the input voltage. So during when the switch is off, the current flows only in this path. That is, the output voltage is available on both the cases of the switch is on or off. And the load current continuously flows. So therefore, this switching regulator provides more output than the input voltage. Here also the feedback circuitry performs some corrections if the output voltage tries to change, or there is a chance of variations. If there is a chance of variation, thus that is recognized with the help of error amplifier, and this error amplifier generates a control signal for the variable pulse width oscillator to adjust the duty cycle of clock signal to control the switching duration, right? This is the simplified step up or boost switching regulators, and compare the circuits of simplified boost switching regulator with buck or a basic switching regulators. There is a difference only in the places of inductor used and the direction of freewheeling diode, and these are the different waveforms at different stages. Okay, that is the some current and voltage waveforms at different stages, right? And this is the control input. Let me move on to next slide. What is the output voltage and how the output related to. So here also the output is taken as average output, and this output voltage is inversely related to duty cycle. That is, output voltage is inversely relation to the duty cycle. I mean, if the percentage of duty cycle is increased, the output voltage decreases, and vice versa. That means if you want to increase the output voltage, it is required to reduce the on duration. If you want to decrease the output voltage, it is required to increase the duration of on of switch. So finally, the output voltage is taken as V naught is equal to T, that is the total time, divided by T on. This is for on time duty cycle into the input voltage. So keep it in mind, the output voltage is inversely proportional to T on, and the output voltage is always greater than the input voltage because of the inductor voltage. Therefore, this switching regulator is called step up or boost switching regulator. Let us see what are the advantages of switching regulators. The first one is high efficiency. Efficiency means it is the ability of conversion. So switching regulators provides more than 90% of efficiency. So it provides enough efficiency and low heat generation. Low heat generation due to the switching operation by the pass element. Because of low heat generation, there is a less power loss. Because of less power loss, there is a more or large efficiency, right? So these switching regulators can be operated as boost switching regulators or a buck and a negative switching regulator. Negative in the sense inverting switching regulator. That means this switching regulator is used to design the output voltage less than the input voltage. Even the output voltage is greater than input voltage. Also, either greater or the less than the input voltage with inverted output, that is opposite output. So therefore, this voltage regulator is used to design both positive as well as negative regulated DC voltage. And these are some disadvantages. So as we seen earlier in the slides, so it requires more number of components and circuitry. Therefore, uh, it is more complex, and also there is a design is also a complex design. There is a chance of some interference like electromagnetic and radio frequency interference, and these are all controllable, right? So if you want to get a desired output, it is mandatory. It is required to use the required external circuitry to design, and this increased noise or this noise is resolved by using some filter circuits. There are so many interference filter circuits related to electromagnetic interference filters and radio frequency interference filters. Okay, these switching regulators can be used in different sectors. So they are used in automotive vehicles. So we know that nowadays there is a revolution in e-vehicles, that is e-bikes, electric cars, and other electric public vehicles. And even petrol or diesel vehicles also operate some of components of electric, petrol or diesel vehicles works with a battery, right? So this switching regulator is used any battery operated applications. So in automotive vehicles, these regulators are used to provide the voltages or regulated voltages for the headlights, rear lights, that is backlights, and some interior lights and audio video systems. So these loads requires different voltage, but the vehicle uses only the 12 volts battery. Headlights requires more voltage, rear lights is less than this headlights, and some other interior lights require some few 5-10 volts DC. So these required voltages are provided by using switching regulators. So the point is, these switching regulators can be used to design regulators of vehicles, that is the portable vehicles, that is movable vehicles also. And in order to charge the e-vehicles, it requires uh, variable or different voltages than the 12 volts, that is all the batteries are of 12 volts. And it is used in industrial power applications as a power up to supply different DC voltage to the different phases. It is used as a battery powered applications. That means this switching regulator plays a vital role in battery powered applications. This battery powered applications may include vehicles or any appliances, domestic or industrial applications, or domestic or industrial appliances also used in central power hub in industries. Let me ask you some questions regarding this presentation. I think these are the questions probably asked in internal assessments or also in final examination. So these are the descriptive questions. You have to write or the answers or explain to the required questions. The first is explain the working of step up or boost switching regulator. This is a straight question. Just it needs to explain the what is the working along with the circuit diagram. That means after the circuit diagram, what are the components used, what is the role of components, and why it is called step up. It is required to explain by uh, with the help of some output relations. So here it is called step up because the output voltage of this regulator is always greater than the input. That's it. Similarly, explain the working of step down. Here also it is required to write the circuit diagram, why it is called step down, what is the output voltage with respect to the equations, right? And mention the advantages, disadvantages of switching regulator. What are the advantages? Yes, advantage is the efficiency, less heat and power dissipation. Okay, and uh, this provides both user requirement like step up or step down, even the negative output voltage also. Let us come to disadvantages. So there are a few disadvantages. One is the complexity in design and the usage of components, and the other is interferences, that is radio frequency and electromagnetic interference. Even those interference can be solved by with the help of particular filters. Then move on to multiple choice questions. MCQ. The first one is the switching regulators can operate in what type of configurations? Okay. Is it the switching regulator operates as a step up switching regulators, or is it operates as a step down switching regulator, or it is in polarity inverting configuration, or the all of the above mentioned? Yes, we know that switching regulator can operate as a step down, step up, and inverting configuration. Therefore, the answer is yes. D. Option D is suitable answer. That means switching regulator operates in all three configurations, or it is capable to provide step up, step down, and the inverting output. Okay. The second one. Which among the following acts as a switch in switching regulator? Which among the following acts as a switch in switching regulator? So here it is required to answer by the given options only. The options are rectifiers, diode, transistor, relays. Is it rectifier? It is just a circuit. Okay. This circuit is used only to convert from AC to pulsating DC. So this is not suitable answer. Is it diode? Diode is a switch, but it is uncontrolled switch because this diode has only two terminals. One is anode and the other is cathode. So therefore it is not a control switch. This is not used in switching regulators. Then the relays. Relay is also a switch, but it is electromagnetic switch. So the answer is transistors. Either this can be replaced by MOSFET, metal oxide semiconductor transistor, or it is replaced by IGBT, insulated gate bipole transistors. So transistor, MOSFET, IGBT all are under same transistor category. So MOSFET is the improved version of transistor. IGBT is the combination of best features of transistor and MOSFET. So all three can be used as switch, but here for this MCQ, the answer is transistors. Okay. The third one, the efficiency of switching regulator is. What is the efficiency of switching regulator? Is it 30 to 40%? No. This is it 40 to 50%, or it is from 50 to 60%. So this range of efficiency can be achieved with the help of linear voltage regulators, but switching regulator provides this much efficiency, that is 80 to 90%. Therefore, the efficiency of switching regulator is 80 to 90%. The answer is option A. Okay. The next question. The output voltage of buck switching regulator is always, that is, what is the amount of output voltage in buck switching regulator? Buck switching regulator means step down. Okay. The options are output voltage less than the input voltage. The second one, output voltage equal to the input voltage. The third option, output voltage greater than input voltage, or mentioned all the above. What is the correct answer? The output voltage of buck switching regulator is always less than the input voltage because this is step down switching regulator. The correct answer is less than input voltage. Option A. Right. The next question. Switching regulators are a series type regulator. So this is called series type because the transistor connection between the source and the load, which has dash power dissipation and dash efficiency. Switching regulators are a series type regulators which has dash power dissipation and dash efficiency. The options are increased power dissipation, in increased power dissipation and increased efficiency, or if it is reduced power dissipation and increased efficiency, is it reduced power dissipation and reduced efficiency, or it is increased power dissipation and reduced efficiency? What is the correct answer? We know that switching regulators dissipates less power. Okay, the first answer is reduced, and it has greater efficiency, that is the increased efficiency. The correct option is option B, that is switching regulators are a series type regulators which has reduced power dissipation and increased efficiency. So these are all about the presentation on switching regulators. This brings us to end of the presentation. All the best. Thank you.